There I was, sitting in my office, working for a major IT staffing firm based in New York City at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. There are so many changes that happened instantly to change the job market landscape. Suddenly, companies were closing down, contractors were furloughed, and people transitioned to remote work. Despite all these changes going on, I remained true. What did not change for me was my ability as a developer to recognize and cultivate the potential in others to make their dreams come true. And as job seekers were evaluating their career choices and making important decisions that would impact the rest of their lives, I was there to guide them. I can remember one particular candidate who stood out so clearly for me. I invested so much time in developing his potential. We worked together over several weeks in improving his LinkedIn profile, his resume, and getting him ready for interviewing. And I went through all the necessary due diligence of conducting technical skills assessments, phone screenings, and really took the time to build a relationship with this candidate. I knew that he had the it factor for one of my clients. I felt confident in submitting his resume, and he wanted this position to advance his career. I could feel it in my gut that he was going to be a great match for this client, this project, and know that it would change his life. One day out of the blue, I get a call from my direct manager, and he had disagreed with my decision to submit this candidate simply because he didn't fit the profile or he didn't check off all the boxes, meaning he had never held this particular job title before that the client was requesting. I knew in that moment I had to advocate strongly for my candidate. And despite my manager's disagreement with me, I compromised and appeased him by submitting a backup candidate as well. So I believe that my core strengths, as determined by the Clifton Strengths Assessment of developer, empathy, and positivity, combine together to form my superpower, which is my intuition. And in that moment, in that confrontation that I had with my direct manager, it seemed like he was questioning my intuition, my very core essence, and my superpower. I vowed in that moment that I would never let anyone question my intuition again. And that intuition has served me well. It's led me on this path of entrepreneurship that I'm on today. And that client that I worked with, he went through 3 job interviews and got hired at the project site. I'm on the phone and going back and forth with this client who is also supposed to be my coach. I want to pull my hair out. How did I get here? It seemed like a great idea at the time to barter and trade for services. I had identified a coach that I really wanted to work with. I mean, we seemed compatible, and I knew that I could help her with her social media management, particularly on LinkedIn. And I, as a new entrepreneur, needed coaching. I wanted to have her services. So just starting out, I felt that having an agreement in place to work together for 6 months on the different things that I needed for my business and helping her with her platform, that we would be able to work together. Halfway through, it felt really lopsided. Who was coaching who? And it seemed like I gave much more than I received. I felt so disappointed in myself. This great plan that I had to help me get to the next level of my business suddenly didn't work out. I felt that I was wrong and shamed of getting into this agreement without having any proper channels of communication. You see, for barter to work appropriately, you need to have some alignment of expectations, clear boundaries, clear objectives of what to be accomplished, and ultimately a system for built-in check-ins to make sure that we are accountable to each other. It got to be too much that I ended up paying my way out of the barter. It really set me back at the time. Again, I'm just starting out as an entrepreneur, but I made the decision that, you know what? The relationship to me was more important than the money. So I approached my coach/client and said, you know what? I want to pay you for what I need. I want to pay you for your time. I needed to see her that I was a client now, not just another entrepreneur looking for a barter. And today, that decision has salvaged my relationship and has made me stronger. I got what I needed. I paid the price and I got what I needed. And I love the relationships I have now because I can set forth new boundaries with the next person I work with. You may have heard of people going through life wearing rose-colored glasses. What about seeing life through heart-shaped lenses? It's amazing that I started wearing this as a fun prop to help me stand out in business, to be known and to be recognizable. I wore these glasses for other people so that I could instantly build rapport with others, put them at ease in my presence, getting them to like me and to trust me. I wanted to make them smile and have a positive boost to their day. Over time, these glasses have served an important lesson for me that they could remind me to have self-compassion and empathy for myself. You see, it's so easy to give and give and give to other people, to show them compassion, to show them empathy for what they were going through and when they approached me with a business challenge that only I could help them with. And I overextended myself very early on. I would say yes to everything. And it caught up to me. And I paid the price again because I overexerted myself, so much so that I needed to take a 3-month digital detox. It seems really extreme, but I needed that time away. I shut down my social media. I refused to log in. And I needed that time to recalibrate my inner world. In doing so, I was calling forth my 10-year-old inner child. You see, she was feeling the weight of the responsibility, very much like when her youngest brother was born with a heart condition. I was feeling the weight now as an adult of taking on this new responsibility, stepping into entrepreneurship and managing my own clients and projects. I had to soothe that inner child in me. And combining that with a laughter yoga practice that I learned and got certification for, I was able to adapt a self-compassion laughter exercise, which I now implement daily. And it goes something like this. It's based on the Hawaiian prayer of Ho'oponopono, mixed in with some laughter. And this is what it looks like. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Ha, 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 ha. With every ripple of the ha, 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 ha's, I'm sending out the forgiveness to my inner child, to the people that have wronged me, and also just to honor that intuition again that has led me on this path of entrepreneurship and discovery, and recognizing that I can honor, my decision and intuition as well in this moment. I love this practice and I love to teach it to others because it's been my greatest lesson in serving me in my personal and professional life.
It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown. I just want to speak to you, the speaker, or maybe not even a speaker, right? Maybe you're not a speaker, but you have a message inside of you that you want to release, or maybe you have a story, right? A story of your life, a story in your career, or maybe as you're listening right now, you're an expert, right? You're an expert at teaching people how to do something. You're an expert at raising kids. And I want you to imagine for a moment that you had an opportunity to share your message or your story on a bigger stage. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment and what that would mean for you if you could reach your target audience. If you're an entrepreneur, if that target audience got associated to the problem that you solve, or if you're a super entrepreneur with sales funnels out there, not only did they get associated to who you were, but they were able to join your list. Now, for other folks, that won't make no sense at all. But for you, the entrepreneur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I want to invite you over to something called the Comeback Champion Summit. And the whole purpose of the Comeback Champion Summit is really to do one thing, which is one word, and that is possibilities. That's right. When you get a chance to get on stage You get a chance to do it virtually, and some of you maybe in person, and you get a chance to share your story. So something deep, deep inside of you. I always say your message, because some of you have a message or your expertise. Then guess what happens? 3 things happen. Number 1, you get to make a difference. And isn't that why you are on this earth? I mean, I don't want to get emotional here, but you're really on this earth to make a difference for someone else. Something has happened to you so it can go through you to someone else. And being able to speak on a platform that provides an audience, it's like having a microphone that allows you to help more people faster. So that's number 1. Number 2, when you're on a platform, I'm going to invite you to the Comeback Champion Summit, you get a chance to have more meaning in the world, to have more impact, and to have more influence. And that's really who we're looking for. We're looking for folks out there who have an interest, want, or desire of serving others. So if that's you, I'm going to invite you to go over to www.comebackchampionsummit.com. Again, comebackchampionsummit.com. Click the button. It'll say apply to speak. Go through the process. And if it's a good fit, can't wait to share your story over at the Comeback Champion Summit or any one of our platforms that serves other folks. With that being said, my name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things happen. We connect again real soon. See you out.
If I could go back in time and meet my 21-year-old self again, what would I tell her? I would say, Olivia, make technology your friend. Right after graduation, I received a fantastic invitation from my college to start a blog. You see, I had earned a scholarship to go abroad to Vietnam, and they wanted me to blog about my travels. It was an incredible opportunity for any new graduate straight out of college. I remember my first blog post getting 0 views, 0 comments, 0 likes, and it crushed me. I was supposed to be this badass college student on this world travel with my blog, and no one read it. I felt so discouraged and perhaps a little bit hesitant to suddenly put my life out there on social media. At this time, blogs were everywhere, and I can only imagine what my impact with global communication would be like had I just gone over that first blog post and took the time to study HTML, SEO, WordPress, you name it, and perhaps discover other blogging platforms that I could be comfortable in navigating. I missed out on that chance, and so I want to remind her, make technology your friend. Don't let the first hurdle stop you. And think about the impact that you have to spread your message to other people all over the world. And I also want to say that, put boundaries in place with technology. You don't have to feel that technology is overrunning your life. You can have healthy boundaries of technology. You can take a digital detox whenever you need to, when it's appropriate, to recalibrate yourself as well too. Because that's important, to recognize yourself and using technology as a way to aid you in the process. I'm sitting there rewatching my very first live stream, and I have to chuckle to myself because of how awkward I looked and the bad video quality, the grainy technology at that time. And despite it all, I was having fun, and my guest that I was interviewing was having fun too, and I loved it. I love being able to do work that mattered. I was bringing in people in my network and interviewing them and asking them how they got started and what made them be the expert in their business. Finally, I found like I was good at something with combining my previous recruiting skills of interviewing people to now interviewing entrepreneurs and significant business leaders in my online community. And I focused on the LinkedIn platform very early on in my business, and I saw an increase in LinkedIn live streaming, and I jumped on that chance. I wanted that video visibility for myself and for my clients to help them with building their confidence on camera. So many people needed that service. And so many people contact me today for help with their co-hosting virtual events and online summits. They'll contact me for one-on-one video training and video segments and podcast hosting. And I feel like I am just stepping into a new digital skill. I feel super creative and innovative when I work with people and just holding their hand through this technology. I want to say that, wherever you are, don't miss your chance to share your message and have a global impact. And you can start with right where you are today. Many people think that they need to have this big fancy studio and equipment to get started. And so many of your devices now with your smartphones and laptops have microphones and cameras built in. So all you got to do is hit the record button and take it from there. Why do organizations want to hire our company? Why would someone want to work with me? There's a problem that exists in our world, and that is how to use technology for effective communication. I want to tell you a story about one of my favorite clients. She had operated a brick and mortar store for decades, and it was a resale and vintage shop. And she wanted to learn how to pivot that to an online e-commerce business. She went through the proper process to totally transform her business from brick and mortar to online. And I came along and helped introduce her to live streaming. So now she could participate in live selling and building an emotional connection to not just the products, but to the stories behind the products. Again, these are vintage items. And to share that with her customers. And I also taught her how to interview people now and bring them into her community. So that way it became more than just an e-commerce store. She had a community, she had an audience that could support her mission of helping to recycle, repurpose, and give life to old items that needed maybe some extra TLC, tender loving care. That's one of my favorite stories, and she is thriving today, giving her confidence to explore this new online community. I've got my eye on the metaverse. I believe that the metaverse is here, and how exciting it is that we have the opportunity to shape these online communities. Future generations are going to be fully immersed in these virtual realities, and I want to be part of shaping that and helping you to participate as well too. You see, video and live streaming has leveled the playing field. You can broadcast your message and be inspiring to so many people in all the corners of the world. It's an incredible time, and so I encourage you to fully step in and learn at whatever pace that you can. There's no judgment here. Wherever you are, I will be there to hold your hand and guide you with only positivity and empathy and encouragement. And using my joyful blend of humor and savviness and, of course, strategies to get you from where you are to where you want to be in the future. Imagine where you can create your own omnisphere and building the community and bringing people together in the future. What a privilege it is to be here on the Making of an Entrepreneur set. I am so thrilled for Che Brown and his entire team of making this experience so memorable and truly rewarding to be able to have this space to share my story and be who I am in the studio today and make an impact for all of you.
Thank you so much for watching the Making of an Entrepreneur DocuSeries. I just want to take a moment to talk to you. That's right, you that's watching right now. You the mom, or maybe you're the dad, or maybe you're an entrepreneur, or perhaps you're an auntie or uncle, but you're someone out there that has a heart to give, you have a heart to serve, and as you're watching this Making of an Entrepreneur DocuSeries, you may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I've had some life lessons, I've had some setbacks, I've had some experiences, I've gone through some things that have helped me become a better person, and I want to take that and I want to release that to other folks. Okay. Maybe you're a speaker and you're already doing it. Maybe you've written books and you've already done that. Or maybe the story that's inside of you, the expertise that's inside of you, the message inside of you, this is the right platform for you to make a bigger difference and a bigger impact in the world. Now, This whole Making of an Entrepreneur docuseries, if you had to sum it up in just one word, and it's kind of hard to do that, but as I'm talking to you and you're listening right now, you might be saying, Shay, what's the one word? And the one word I would say is just legacy. Legacy. There's a legacy I understand that you want to leave for your family, and I get that, but there's also a legacy of your knowledge. There's a legacy of your expertise. And think about this. You're able to share your message or share your story or share your expertise. And long after you're gone, they still have a window into the soul of who you are and the impact that leaves behind. If that's you and you someone that's want to get the information, you're someone that's ready to do something bigger than just your business and bigger than just making more money, but you want to have more meaning in the world, do me a favor. Go over to www.themakingofanontrepreneurdocuseries.com. I know that's a long email, a long address, but I want you to hear it again one more time. Themakingofanoentrepreneur.com. Now, when you get there, just put your first name and your last name and your phone number and information in there. Worst case scenario, you have a meeting with the team and decide, hey, me being a cast member, this isn't a good fit, but I had a lot of fun. Best case scenario, you decide to take a step. Folks understand your backstory, understand what you've been through, and the world is much better off while you're here. And when the day comes and you decide to transition and move on, it's still doing very, very well. So with that being said, I just want to pop in. Thanks a lot for watching the Making of an Entrepreneur series. My name is Shay Brown. I want to encourage you to continue to watch, and I'll see you at the next episode. God bless.